Hey gamers, just want to put a note in the beginning of this video. I was misplaying one aspect of this game that I know of anyway, and that is the dummy deck. So here's the dummy deck I was using. I was using Goldix. I was adding crystals at the end of each round, as I should. However, I was putting the advanced action card at the bottom of the market back on the bottom of that deck, and I should have been adding it to Goldix's deck. So correction, when you use a dummy player, their deck does grow along with yours. You take the bottom advanced action card on the offer and you put it into their deck. So it didn't really impact gameplay too much this time, but if you want to make sure you're playing it absolutely correctly, that is what you should do, and I figured that I should warn you. We'll continue with the playthrough. Alright y'all, so now it's time to play a night round. Goldix is ready to go. We're adding a blue crystal to him. His deck has been reshuffled. My deck has been reshuffled. We're ready to go. My unit, if I'd spent it, would reset at this time, but he's still chill, ready to fight for me soon. I have my blue crystal in my inventory. I really need to level up. That's a focus for this round. I have my sweet skill over here, and we're going to choose a night tactic. So let's have a look through the tactics, and then we'll prepare for this round. So just like the day tactics you have in numerical order, from the dusk, you don't get anything because you get to go first. I don't care about that. Long night. One time this night, if your deed deck is empty, you can shuffle your discard pile and put 3 cards at random back into your deed deck and then flip this card face down. So basically it lets you push your night a little longer. 3 is mana search. That says once per turn before you use mana from the source, re-roll up to 2 mana dice in the source. When choosing dice to reroll, you must pick gold dice first if there are any. This is basically so that in a multiplayer game you can't squeeze people too hard. Gold mana doesn't work. Of course, it's the first you should roll. But this one just lets you kind of fish around for the mana you want, which is cool. Midnight meditation. One time this night before any of your turns, you may shuffle up to 5 cards, including wounds, from your hand back into your deed deck, and then draw that many cards. Then flip this card face down. So basically it helps you kind of sift through your deck a little bit. Preparation. When you take this tactic, search your deck for any 1 card, put it in your hand, then shuffle your deck. Ooh, I like that, because I'd really like Blood Rage to pop up about now. And then 6 is Sparing Power. Once before the start of each of your turns, choose 1. Put the top card of your deed deck face down under this card, or flip this card face down and put all of those deed cards under it into your hand. So it lets you build up a sweet hand for later. So before I choose my tactic, I actually do draw my hand first. I didn't bother in the first round because I already knew what I wanted, but for instructional purposes, 1, 2, 3, 4, ooh, okay, 5. Oh, I got the Blood Rage that I wanted. So I don't need to dig through my deck for that, but I would like to add an extra card in my hand, especially because I might want to do a little bit more blocking. So I am going to look through my deck and get another nice card. So I'm going to go ahead and take Preparation. And we'll just see what Goldix got really quick. Alright, so Goldix actually picks up Sparing Power. That means that he goes second, I go first. I'll leave Preparation right here. And let's see. I can search my deck for any 1 card and put it in my hand and then shuffle my deck. What would I like? Ooh, I have so many choices. Alright, I'm going to pull Instinct. It's one of Tovak's special cards, and it's just good for anything. So having it is not a problem. I think that I need to get into a fight this turn. The question is, do I want to stay here on the mine and fight them first, or do I want to hop up to the keep and fight the keep first? I think it's keep time. I think it is. I have enough block. I know I can do this. Let's go. So our first move of the night is, so if I had not looked at this keep during the day, I would have no idea what it is. Yikes. But as it is, we are all good. So I need to move up into the keep, and I need 3 move to do that. So what I'm going to do is move first and take my action like one does. So we're going to go move 2, and I'm going to play Promise sideways because I'm not going to use Influence this turn really, for 3. So it's 3 movement. So I've paid for my 3 move. Let's pop in here. Battle music starts. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so let's zoom in on the action. Okay, so we have to get to 5 to hit this guy. We have to block for 6. If we win, we get 4 fame. That's a nice fat chunk of fame, and I'm all about it. So here is our plan. Keeps are automatically fortified. So what that means is that even if I had range attack, it wouldn't work. When you attack a fortified space, you need to use what's called siege attack, not range attack. I don't have any siege. I don't have any of the advanced actions that give me that. It's not happening. So we'll forget about that entirely. We're going to go into the block phase. So basically, I can either block 6 or get punched in the face. Bad. Fortunately, I'm going to be able to block 6 very easily. What I'm planning to do is use my unit. So my Utsum crossbowmen give you attack or block 3 as their main action. So I'm going to take that block 3, and we're going to put my shield on them to note that they've been spent for this round. They don't get to do anything until tomorrow in the daytime. That's fine. And then once per turn, according to my little help card, I can use Shield Mastery. That is also block 3. So we'll reset it at the beginning of next turn, but this is block 3. That's all my block. Excellent. So the swordsman at the keep took a shot at me and failed. Ah, ha, 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 ha. And now I have to hit attack 5 to get at them. So I think that in the interest of card efficiency, I'm going to go ahead and play Blood Rage. I should take a wound anyway. Y'all should see what that's like. So I'm going to play Blood Rage for my attack. Is an attack of 5. So we just gave these guys a good wallop for 5 and took them out. So I didn't get hurt, but I do have to take a wound because I hurt myself, basically. So when you take a wound, you take this card, looks like a little blood drop, and you put it in your hand. So basically I have a hand limit of 5, and one of that 5 is just taken up by this wound until I find a way to get rid of it. It's annoying, but I felt like it was worth showing, and then you can watch me work with it, figure out how to get rid of it, which is a good thing for you to see. So, took a wound, but killed a dude. Let's see what happens next. All right, so let's do some cleanup. This is spent. My unit is spent. These are all going to go into discard. And this guy is dead, and I get rewards for him. I also get to mark that I own the keep. This keep is mine now, so I'll put my shield on it to mark that it is so, even though we know because there's no more enemy on it. And then we're going to take some rewards and consequences for what we just did. Okay, so the first thing that is awesome about having taken out these swordsmen is that I get 4 fame. Woohoo! I'm going to level up, and you get to see another level up. I love leveling up. It's the best. Sadly, this was supposed to be on a 0. This just slid. My reputation went down a little bit because I had killed the rampaging monster before and gone up 1. But now I've messed with a sign of stability in the people around me's lives, and now they're mad. So my reputation goes down 1. So I just gotta, kill another rampaging monster. They'll forget. It's also the end of my turn. So what that's gonna mean is that I get to level up now. So these guys are spent, but I'm about to have room for another unit, which is pretty darn cool. So last time I leveled up, I got a card and a skill, and it was great. This time, I get to move one of my shield tokens over, which you're going to see right now. So now this time when I level up, this is going to move over here, which is space for another unit. And my armor has changed. So now instead of 2 armor, I have 3. Next time I can get one of these levels up, I'll be up to a hand limit of 6, which is pretty appealing, and I should probably book it. Kill some monsters. So that is everything that happened as a result of getting rid of that keep and taking it for myself. So now I get to draw back up, and that's where we talk about something special about keeps that you own. So if you are on or adjacent to a keep that belongs to you, your hand limit goes up by 1. But I get to, so these are 4 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I get to draw 1 more, 6, because I managed to take over that keep. So I get a slightly elevated hand limit, not a bad thing. Now Goldix is gonna just have a little go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this was white mana. Goldix does not draw any extra cards because he has no white mana in his inventory. So that was quick and easy. Back to us, as it should be. All right, so now I need to decide what I want to do. Obviously I need to keep exploring tiles, but I got time, that'll be fine. I want to go around leveling up and killing things because it's fun. So here's the deal. It's nighttime. If I'm going to assault that mage tower, I just have to hop in, which is kind of terrifying. I can take this. It's only 2 fame, so the question is like, how much do I really want that? I would like to come to this monastery and like maybe get an advanced action card, something cool. Monasteries are nice. You can heal there too. So I have some choices. Oh, I would like to go for that Mage Tower. I really want to spell. I want to spell real bad. I also don't have that much movement, so I have to figure out how to get myself over there. Alright. I think I want to spell. I want one. It's just what I want. So, here's the thing. It's nighttime. It's a good time to attack a desert space anyway. We could do 2, 4, 6. And then I need 9 to get into the keep. So I don't think I'm going to be able to generate that much movement this turn. But like, maybe I can get over here. Heal up in the city. Maybe go after these hags, depending on what I want to do. The other thing that I could do for now is I can sit here and explore these tiles and kind of see what pops up there. And pay movement to do that. And have a higher hand limit for my keep. Choices. Okay, I do think that in the interest of digging through my tile pile, I do want to explore and see if more movement comes up. Let's see what I get. Have another look at my hand really quick. All right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and explore. That's a mid-movement thing, so I can pay more movement once I explore. So let's explore right here next to me. So that's move 2 to explore. All right, so let's put this tile here. Where does it go? Okay, hang on. I just have to like spatially calculate because I'm bad at spatial puzzles. Okay, so it would have gone here if it was the third one in that row. So it'll go here. There we go. Problem solving. If I want to uncover this one, I'm going to have to come over this way, which isn't going to happen right now. We did get a crystal mine. We did get a monster den. So these are interesting. I can basically pretend this is not here, or I can go there and be like, I'm going to challenge a monster, and then challenge a random monster, which has sweet rewards, but can also have really horrible consequences that I'm not sure I'm up to right now. So monster dens are fun in that particular respect. All right, so we've just uncovered this tile. We're going to add one more thing, and what we're going to add is a rampaging enemy. We are going to put this guy here, and they are revealed. One thing that's interesting is that day or night, you get to know what the rampaging enemies are, but that doesn't equally apply to things like the keep that we just defeated or this mage tower over here. So these guys are always a known quantity, even if you don't like them. But some things, such as a monster den or this mage tower, you have to go up to blind, especially at night. So I do want to keep moving now that I've explored, and I don't want to go in this direction as much fun as it would be. I want to go towards the mage tower. So exploration is part of movement. You can explore and then continue to pay movement points to go where you want. So I'm actually going to, much as I love my instinct card, I'm going to pay that for 2 move. And just come this way, 1 away from the keep, so that I can reduce the amount of movement it's going to take me to get over to that tower. The other thing I'm going to do before I end my turn is I'm going to play Crystallize, and I'm going to power it with a blue mana from the source. So with Crystallize, it says, when you play this, also pay 1 mana of a basic color, gain a crystal of that color to your inventory. However, with the blue mana, I can gain a crystal of any color to my inventory. And I've got a lot of red cards. I want to make sure I have access to red. So I'm going to take a red crystal. I'm going to put it here in my inventory. All right, so that's my turn. Let's do some cleanup. Let's go ahead and reroll this die first. All right, a white mana. That's excellent. Going to the source. These all go into discard. So now let's draw back up to our hand limit, which is 6, because once again, we are within 1 of our keep. So this wound card that's kind of dogged me, 2, 3, 4, can't complain that a healing card just came up. 5, excellent, we got another move card. And 6, bunch of movement, excellent. So that's a very exciting set of developments. Now let's give Goldix a quick turn. 1, 2, 3, and he's ending on a red card, so that means that he does not draw any more. We're outpacing the dummy deck for this turn, for this round, so we're in pretty good standing right now. All right, so it is my turn again, and I think what I'm going to do. All right, so I have a lot of movement, but I want to make sure that I keep enough movement in my hand to pay 3 to go up to the mage tower when I'm ready to attack it. So I need to move and then move into the Mage Tower as well. I don't want to jump into a fight I'm not ready for. So we're going to play March, but we're not just going to play it for its base value. We're going to play it with a green mana from the source to let us move 4. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and chill out in this little village. And then what I think I'm going to do is to give myself the maximum good card draw, because I don't know what's in that Mage Tower. It could be anything, and I don't want to do something stupid. Well, no dumber than I usually am. So we are going to play Tranquility, which allows us to heal 1. So healing 1 means that this wound card that's been hanging out in our hand gets to go back on the wound pile and is gone. We have these 3 cards left in hand, and I'm going to draw back up to 5, and next turn I'm going to go ahead and assault that Mage Tower. So normally during the day, we would already know what's in here because we are within 1 space, but at night, you can't see. You got to go in and see what you get. All right, so let's do a little bit of cleanup. Hopefully we'll get some good card draw coming up. So we'll reroll this die. It is blue, not terrible. And we will put these in our discard. And let's let Goldix have a turn. 1, 2, 3. All right, so Goldix is still chugging along pretty slowly. He hasn't ended up having extra card draw because we haven't drawn blue or green cards that would cause some acceleration in his deck. So now let's have me draw up. Cold Toughness. Rage. Well, someone wants me to get in a fight. It's fate. Okay, are y'all ready? We are going to move into the Mage Tower, and we are going to attack. So we need to generate 3 movements. So just so you know, going into this fight, let's do like a quick review. I need to move for 3 to go into that space. During the day, a desert space is 5 because it's hot. It's nighttime. It's cool. Only 3. My unit is spent from earlier in the night, so he is not going to be very much help here. My skill did reset because that resets per turn and not per round. So units reset per round. This skill in particular resets per turn. So I have all this block. That's good. But first I need to generate some movement. We got to go in. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to pay stamina to move 2. And then we're going to pay threaten sideways for 1 more point of move, because I won't be influencing anybody this turn, so we might as well just do it. So we are going to go into the Mage Tower. Hello, coming over. Whoa, okay, so we got some monks, and we are going to fight them. Here, let me show you that token close up so you know what we are dealing with, because it's not pretty. All right, so these are monks. I have to generate 5 attack to kill them. I have to generate 5 block to keep from getting hit by them. And I get 4 fame if I beat them. These guys also have a special ability, and that is poison. Essentially what poison does is if I do not block them and I take a hit, I take a wound card to my hand, but I also take a wound card to my deck. And it represents the kind of corroding effects of poison over time. So these guys hit you twice, once now, and then once to annoyingly clog up your hand later, if you get hit. So we should probably try to block this. All right, so let's see what I'm working with. I do not have any range or siege attack in my hand. That's not even a question. So we're gonna move right out of the range attack phase and into the block phase. I need to block them for 5. Let's see if I can generate 5 block and still have 5 attack at the end. So that's actually gonna work out just fine. I have my skill that gives me 3 block. So we're gonna go ahead and use that for 3 of the block. And then I need 2 more block. And I have 2 copies of Rage in my hand actually. So Rage is attack or block 2. So we're gonna go ahead and just pay Rage to get me up to 5 block. So that worked out just fine. So now the block phase is over. We're gonna move into the attack phase and see how that goes. So now that we're in the attack phase, we need to generate 5 attack. The good news is that we can do it even with only these 2 cards. So I have Cold Toughness. I'm gonna play that for attack 2, just straight up. Then I have Rage, which normally is attack or block 2, but there are 3 mana in the source. 1 blue, 1 white, 1 red. Also, I picked up that red crystal, so even if I was really stuck, I would be able to handle it. But we have 1 from the source, so why not use it? This attack 2 is going to become attack 4. That means that we are attacking them for 4 plus 2 is 6. That is distinctly more than 5. They have died. So we have defeated the Mage Tower, and I'm really excited about that, to be honest with you. So let's do some cleanup, and then let's look at the consequences of our actions. All right, so now that we've defeated this enemy, let's deal with our fame and reputation track first. Okay, so this token was at a Mage Tower. That means that my reputation goes down again because people like stability and they don't like it when you attack their nice little towers that make them feel safe in the countryside. However, the Mage Tower was worth 4 fame, so at least we go up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're getting close to another level, and that is good. The other thing that is absolutely fabulous about defeating a Mage Tower is that, guess what? Now we can get spells. And I've been wanting a spell so badly. So very badly. So, all right, so in market order, we had Offering, Cure, and Charm. So Offering is interesting because basically for red mana, you can get a red crystal to your inventory, so you basically pay yourself back for the mana that you spent. And then you can discard up to 3 non-wound cards and get crystals of the matching color to your inventory, which is pretty cool. It's a way of getting cards out of your hand and turning them to mana. The next one is Cure, so you can heal 2 and draw a card for each wound healed from your hand this turn. So basically, you can use it to cure yourself and then refill your hand without having to wait for another turn. That's also a very good spell, but I'm not planning to get hurt that bad before I discover the city. We also have Charm. It gives you an influence of 4. If you use this during interaction, you can either gain a crystal of any color to your inventory or get a discount of 3 towards the cost of 1 unit. Ooh, I would like to buy more units before this is out. So, I think I'm going to take Charm. That's a nice one. And just like with an advanced action card, I get to add it to the top of my deck, which is awesome. So I'll get it next turn. Yay! These babies are going to go back on the market. They'll slide down. And then we'll add another spell in its place. This is one that I really would have wanted, actually, because it's Fireball. This attack is so cool. I love it. So now let's do normal cleanup. This is dead for the turn, but it's about to just reset because we're at the end of the turn anyway. So that's fine. We'll discard our cards. We will re-roll this die. It is gold. That is not what I was hoping for, but that is okay. So gold is depleted at night. We have a little bit of nighttime left, so that die is basically useless. We will take this token off the board, and then gold gets a turn. So 1, 2, 3. So white, again, he is not going to advance any faster than we are. Oh, and I should have drawn my own hand back up. Let's see how many cards I even have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so basically I have a bunch of movement and a bunch of mana, and I'm going to have to figure out what I want to do with it. So here we are chilling out in our Mage Tower that now belongs to us. Let's mark it as ours and then figure out what to do with this last turn of the night. All right, so we put a shield here. And now I need to make a few decisions. So check this. Mage Towers are great because when they're conquered, any player can recruit units and buy spells here. So we can see if any of the units in the offer are hireable here at the Mage Tower, or you can buy a spell for 7 influence plus a mana that is the same color as the spell being bought. So basically my options are, I can stay here and try to recruit or get a spell and see if I can wring that influence out of my hand. I do have that really nice influence spell. Or, because I do need to keep exploring, I can kind of move up towards the Monastery and try to recruit there. The thing is, I'm going to run out of time in this round. I need to decide if I need to move, and that's the priority, or if I need to pay for influence, and that's the priority. I could probably split this hand into 2 turns if I want to. Just kind of depends on what I think I can achieve here. I think I'm going to wring this out as much as possible. Oh yeah. Okay, so I have decided I'm going to hang out here, and I'm going to buy a spell because I can. And I really want Fireball because I just like having it. It makes me feel comforted. So what we're going to do is we're going to play Charm. It's influence 4. And we are using this during interaction. We are interacting with the Mage Tower. So we have a white mana in the source to power it with. Boom. So that's influence 4. And it says if you use this during interaction, either get a crystal of any color to your inventory or get a discount of 3 towards the cost of 1 unit. So I can get a crystal of any color to my inventory. Let's grab a crystal because crystals are good. I don't have any white crystals, and I do often find myself wanting them, but red is good too. Let's take a white for some variety. So we're going to take this white crystal, put it in the inventory space of my card where I'm hanging out with a red, a blue, and a white crystal. That is good. So that is 4 influence. Let's do sideways. 5, 6, 7. And we need to pay a red mana. I've already used a die from the source just to cast this spell. I cannot use another die. So even if there were a red die in the source, I could not use it. However, I do have a red crystal. I have a red crystal, and I'm going to pay 7 influence and my red crystal to purchase Fireball from the spell market because I like Fireball and I think it's fun. So putting it there, showing you how to buy spells. If there aren't enough mage towers around, you have to buy them. So that spell is going to go right into my deck, which means I have another card to draw next turn as well, which is nice. I have this movement card. I'm going to just use it to push movement a little bit in my next turn so that I make the most out of the night before we switch over, because I know that Goldix has more time, so I'm ringing it out. So that was my whole turn. I can't move now because I interacted with the mage tower, and interaction means no more moving. So this cleans up. So the crystal just goes back. This die is going to get re-rolled. It is red. Okay, nice. Not that it's going to matter for too much longer because we're about to re-roll everything. These cards are going to all go into my discard pile. And then I'm going to draw up. Oh, wow. I have this card in my hand. Look at my huge deck. So much. But then Goldix is going to have a dummy deck turn. So 1, 2, 3. This time he does have a blue. He would have done 2 more. Basically, next round, Goldix would declare end of round. So that will be no problem. Basically, so end of round, just to clarify, if a player either doesn't have any more cards to play or doesn't want to play any more of their cards, they got nothing left to draw, they call end of round at the start of their turn, and then like everybody gets 1 more turn after that. So Goldix would declare end of round at the start of his next turn. Just like I'm about to finish with my cards, I would have declared it at the start of my next turn anyway. So we're working out fine. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to see if I can do a little bit of exploration, because why not? So here's what we're doing. I'm going to pay stamina with the blue mana that's hanging out in the source for move 4. And I'm going to play this sideways for 5. It's a cool spell, but I don't need it like that right now. So I have 5 movement. So it's 3 to move in the desert. And I want to head towards this monastery. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to pay 2 more, 4, 5, to explore this tile. We're almost out of countryside tiles. So to get this oriented, it's got another monastery. It's going to be like this. 4, 5. Let's bring the map down a little bit for y'all. We'll just move everything down. All right, so here's our new map tile. It's pretty. We have another marauding enemy to put out. We're going to talk about magical glades, I think, on the next turn, because that makes perfect sense. You have a little dungeon, so that's cool. If we want to go dungeon crawling, we could do that. And then another monastery. Because there's another monastery out on the board, that means that we do add another advanced action to the offer, even though we're not going to buy anything from it right now. But every monastery that shows adds an advanced action that you can buy at monasteries generally to your market, which is cool. So I'm flat out of cards. Goldix is flat out of cards. So it's his turn technically now because I just finished all my stuff. We'll do all the, you re-roll this even though it's about to reset. I have no cards left to draw. Like, we're just done. So Goldix would declare end of round now because he doesn't have any cards to draw. I would get 1 more turn if I had anything to do, but I accept his end of round proposal. And let's set up for another day. And before we reset for day, we also do need to put out 1 of our rampaging enemy tokens on this space with a sword, and we got cursed hags. Hooray! So we might want to mess with them or not. I would like to level up. Let's see. I also do get 1 more fame for uncovering a tile, which puts me at 14 fame. I'm not really like racing up the fame track here. Really, I should be playing more efficiently, but we're having a leisurely stroll through this game today, not an efficiency battle. All right, so now we're going to reset for day. We're going to flip the board back over. It's daytime. We're going to re-roll the dice. All right, so we got red, red, white, not bad. We're about to level up, which is good. That'll be exciting. Good way to start the day. And now we're going to do a little bit of card resetting. So regeneration is going to come away from the bottom of the market, go to the bottom of the deck. These slide down. Pure magic comes out. We're going to lose cure. These slide down. Whirlwind comes out. So we got some cool... Whirlwind is fun because it keeps enemies from attacking you. That's a pretty bomb spell if I can get that. Now we're going to clear out the unit offer and these advanced actions. So these 2 advanced actions go to the bottom of the deck. 2 new ones come out, 1 per monastery. If you burn a monastery, by the way, that disappears. Oops. And then our unit offer is going to clear out. I want to say something about units because I don't think I said it yet. This is a good enough moment since we have all these unit cards right here. So where you can recruit a unit is determined by the symbols. So none of these could have been recruited at my mage tower, which is why I went for a spell. So villages, monasteries, keeps, and there's another symbol that looks more spindly for mage towers. So if you want to recruit people, there are symbols that tell you where you can do that. But like, let's say that I'm in a village and you can only recruit at a monastery. If I want these guys, I'm just out of luck. So you have to pay attention to where you are and what units can specifically be recruited there. So these will reset. We get 1 more foresters, 2 illusionists. We could have gotten them at the mage tower if we had had that at the right time. And herbalists who can be recruited at monasteries or in towns. So as we're going to a monastery, we may want to recruit someone. These 2 are both entirely possible because they have the monastery symbol on them. So that was a full reset of all this stuff. Let's move back over and get on to the next day. All right, so now let's finish cleaning up over here and start our day. We lost cure over there on the spell offer. That was a green spell, which means we're gonna add a green crystal to Goldix's inventory. So basically, he's not getting a lot of color variety, but if we end his dummy turn on a green spell, he's gonna draw 3 extra cards, so he'll have a big turn. Let's shuffle his deck up. Let's shuffle my deck up and draw my opening hand. So I'm shuffled up. Let's do 1 instinct, 2 crystallize, 3 move, 4 cold toughness, and 5 stamina. So not too bad. Let's see what we can do with it. Before we actually start to play, remember what we did at the beginning of the last day and the last night? We gotta pick tactics. Let's figure out what we want. Now I've already had the tour, so there are 4 tactics left. Because last time I took number 5 and then Goldix took number 3. I think what I'm going to take this time, I'm going to take planning. So at the end of each turn, if I have at least 2 cards in my hand before I draw, then that I can draw as if my hand limit is 1 higher. So if I'm not spending all my cards down, then I can get more cards. Not a bad call. Let's pull that. Let's see what our buddy's Goldix is going to take. He took 6 the right moment. So I'll go first, he'll go second. And these will all just go away because this is our last day round. All right, so it is my go. I really want to level up and I really want to go to this monastery. So let's think about what that might mean. I also do want to do some exploration because I need to find this city. Oh, and one more thing, my unit is reset because it is a new day. So all my stuff is fresh, FYI. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to come up here. I want to kill that thing. And I want to do some more exploration. And then depending on what I get, I'll either keep going this way or I'll come over here to the monastery and explore some more. I think that's a good plan. So I need to move 6 to get up by these cursed hags. You accursed hags. Okay, so cursed hags are an interesting little enemy because they're not that nasty except that they're poisonous. Venomous. All right, so you need to hit them for 5. They can only hit you for 3, so you don't have to generate that much block. But they have poison, so you better block them. And then they give you 3 fame. So I think what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and place stamina. There is a blue crystal in my inventory. I'm going to use it. So we're going to move 4 with that card. And then we are going to take 2 more move for 6. So we're back to daytime. At night, the forest is 5 to move through, but in the daytime, it's only 3. So I took advantage and went through the desert at night. Now that it's daytime again, I'm taking advantage and going through the forests again. So I'm going to come up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if I want to generate more movement right now, or if I want to fight and then move, kind of see what happens next turn. I also have planning, so I don't want to blow all of my cards because I can draw up to a higher card amount and do more next turn if I don't. So I think maybe I at least want to play Crystallize. No, because I have to pay mana for that. And I've already paid it. So I'm going to hang on to these cards. We're just going to chill. We're going to drop back up. But because I have planning as my tactic, at the end of each turn, if you have at least 2 cards in your hand before you draws if your hand limit is 1 higher. So I'm going to draw back up to 6. We're going to pull 3 cards off of my deck. All right, so let's draw up. 1, Swiftness. Got some move. That's good. 2, Rage. Okay, I can feel that. 3, Tranquility. Okay, I might use that to draw a card. We'll kind of see. I'm not injured right now, so I can kind of use it for whatever else I want. So that's my hand. And let's go through Goldix's turn. So his dummy deck's going to go 1, 2, 3. Whew, it's white. It's not gonna advance. Only greens or blues do that for now. So before we continue with my turn, I do want to note we are on a magical glade. And magical glades are cool. Basically, if you are on one, you can heal. Or, since it's daytime and I'm starting my turn on a magical glade, I can pick up a gold mana token, which lets me do extra cool stuff this turn without having to spend dice, which I love. I'm going to move first, so I'm going to explore here so I can maybe level up and just keep my exploration under control. We're almost at the core tiles, out of the countryside tiles. The city is somewhere in these bottom 3, and I need to make sure that I do discover it at some point, because that's kind of the point of the scenario. All right, so let's go ahead and use Swiftness. Swiftness for move 2. So what Swiftness is going to do for us is give us the move 2 that we need to explore. This will go this way. Ta-da! So these are some really unpleasant swampy terrains that is expensive to move through, so I'm probably not going to bother, but you should see it anyway. And we'll get another token out. We will put it here. It is some prowlers. We're not going to mess with them. We also do get a fame for exploration, so we just leveled up. That's awesome. We're going to pick a new card, a new skill this turn, which I love to do, so I'm excited. And now let's pick a fight with these cursed hags. I don't have enough ranged attack to kill them, so what's going to happen is they're going to attack us. I'm pretty efficient on this though. So ranged attack phase is over. We're in block. I can play Cold Toughness for Ice Block 3. They only hit for 3, so that's blocked. We're all good. No problem at all. Then I need to generate 5 attack to kill them, which is not too tough, frankly. So now we're in the attack phase. I need to generate 5 attack to kill the cursed hags. So here's what I'm going to do. I like having the current dice pool that I have, which is a white mana and 2 red. That's pretty good as it goes. And I do have a gold mana from starting my turn on a glade. That's going to go away at the end of the turn. So I'm going to do Rage. I'm going to use the gold, which is wild, to power it for attack 4. So that way I don't mess with the pool and end up risking. I don't want to roll a black mana that doesn't do anything for me the whole rest of the day. So that's 4 attack. And then let's play Crystallize Sideways for 5. So that actually generated the 5 attack that we needed. So we took out the Cursed Hags, and we still have 2 cards left in my hand for planning. Waha. So the hags are gone. We didn't even have to move. They're just dead. We get 3 fame for killing them. So let's see how that works. We're going to gain 3 more fame for taking out the hags. And our reputation is going to go up by 1 because the locals like it when you get rid of rampaging monsters. So that was something that raised my esteem in the eyes of the community, even though I totally just took out a keep in a mage tower earlier. Oops. I also want to note we're going to level up. It's going to be one of those level ups where we get a card and a skill, and you know because of the symbol at the end of the row. All right, so it is the end of my turn. I'm still chilling out on this magical glade, so I'm going to get this back beginning of next turn. Fabulous. These cards all go into discard. I'm going to draw up to my full hand size. Actually, it's fuller because I have planning. I've got 2 cards in my hand, so I can draw 4 cards instead of 3. 1. Ooh, Blood Rage, hello. 2, 3, 4. So I got a lot of kind of magic-y mana cards. We'll see what I can do with that. And now I get to level up. So that means I get to pick an advanced action card from the advanced action market. So let me pull those cards over and we shall pick one, and then I get to choose a skill. All right, so top, middle, bottom of the market. Agility is a really cool card, actually. It lets you use move as attack in combat, which is pretty great. Refreshing Walk lets you move and heal, which is nice. And Pure Magic lets you pay different colors of mana to do different awesome things. So I love Agility, actually, but I'm going to take Pure Magic. I want this card. So I'm going to put that on top of my deck. How fabulous. And we'll refresh the market by pulling another action off the pile. And we got Song of Wind. It's another one of those really cool movement spells that lets you move like the wind. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and pick some skills. I like getting new skills, so let's have a look at our options. All right, so these are the skills that I have on offer. Technically, I should have chosen my skill first, and I'll tell you why. So I already knew I wasn't going to choose Goldix's skill, but if I'd wanted this one, I would have had to choose the bottom card on the advanced action offer instead of choosing the one that I wanted when I leveled up. So you should actually pick your skills first. Sorry about that. But I'm picking one of my own skills. So this one basically lets you flip it to heal 2 at any point except during combat. This one basically lets you use your enemy's resistances against them. So some enemies are resistant to physical, fire, and ice attacks. And it lets you take down their armor rating based on how many resistances they have. This one gives you a ranged attack, +1 for day, +2 for night. So none of these are super exciting to me right now. I'm gonna go ahead and grab, I'll take this one in case I encounter somebody that has an interesting resistance, and I'll go ahead and put it down there. This skill stays in the offer. This skill becomes unavailable to me, and we're gonna draw one more Goldix skill to go into the offer because he just keeps tossing them in there as I level up. And here you can see we've drawn Goldix's cooperative skills. So remember the interactive ones with the dark face go away. These ones can stay in the offer. You can use cooperative skills as a solo player. So that'll go in the offer. We're gonna draw up. So one other thing to remember is that when you level up, do all the leveling up before you drop your hand because you're gonna get your new card in your next hand when you do it. So, I mean, that's awesome. We're gonna get our Pure Magic card and some other stuff. So let's see what we get. So this is our hand that was left over from the last turn. So we're gonna draw, we had 2 cards. With planning, that means that we can pick up 6 cards instead of 5 for our hand limit. So we're gonna draw 4. So we get card number 1, Pure Magic. 2, Blood Rage. Ooh. 3, Promise. Ooh, I like that because it's some influence. I want me to use that at the Monastery. 4, Concentration. So I have a nice fat hand of 6 cards, and we're ready to go into our next turn after Goldix has his. 1, 2, 3. It's red. He's just going 3 cards. All right, so let's go ahead and play. All right, I want to go here. I need 5 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I can generate more, I can fill this in, which would also be nice. Let's see if I can do it. All right, so I can definitely get to the Monastery. I'm going to play, okay, so I have this sweet hand, and I started on a Magical Glade. So that means that I'm going to get a gold mana token for this turn. I gotta spend it on this turn, so I gotta do something with it. So here's what we're gonna do. I have an idea. We are going to play Concentration, and we're gonna pretend that this gold mana is green. So this is small text, so let me read it to you. It says, when you play this, play another action card with it. Get the stronger effect of that card for free. If that effect gives you move, influence, block, or any type of attack, get that amount +2. So I get +2 to movement. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play Instinct with this card. The stronger action for Instinct is move 4, influence, attack, or block 4. I'm going to make this move 6 because it's 4 +2 for playing it with Concentration. So that's 6 movement. And then let's see if I can just get one more. We'll get rid of Tranquility. All right, so that is 7. 7 move. So this is 6 with these cards combined, and then 7 is this card played sideways. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7 to explore. Let's just move these out of the way for the moment. So we're gonna get to explore again. Let's see what we find. Is it a city? No, it is not a city. But this will go right here. This is a difficult little terrain right here, but we'll make it work. So now we're also here at this monastery. So we get one more fame. It took us from 18 to 19 fame just for exploring. We need to get 5 more experience points to level up. So we've moved. Now we can do an action. So our actions can be a number of things. We can go after these guys and learn about fortification on tokens. So we could do that. We could try to recruit someone at the monastery. I've got some good influence cards in my hand. That might be nice. Let's see what we've got. We also revealed another monastery and a tomb here. So tombs are like another creepy adventure scenario. You go in, you fight a surprise enemy, and you just kind of see how it goes. I've definitely gotten my butt kicked on a few of those before, and it'll happen again. So for now, I want to see if I can drum up enough influence to get another unit. So let's see what we can get. So I have, actually, this might work out really well. So I have Promise, which with a white mana is influence 4. I have both a white crystal and a white die in the offer. That might be really nice. Especially because if I play it with pure magic with the other white crystal or die, depending on what I do, I can get another influence 4. So that's 8 influence. And that is enough to buy anything on the offer. I'm at a monastery. So the cards with a monastery symbol on them that I could purchase are the Herbalists and the Illusionists. Herbalists are nice because they can heal you, but Illusionists give you influence if you want. They can force a target unfortified enemy not to attack if you pay, and you can use them to gain white crystals. That seems like they're overall pretty useful, and I do have the ability to generate 8 influence. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So just to clarify, we're gonna play Promise, and we're gonna power it with this white die from the source. We're going to play Pure Magic for another 4 influence. And we're going to power that with a white crystal. And that gives us 8 influence. And the Illusionists only cost 7. So we have picked up another unit, which I enjoy doing. They really help when you get into bigger battles. Also, some really cool guys just came off of the deck. Some Guardian Golems. These are freaking awesome. So one of these days I'll buy them and we will get into some trouble because they're great. All right, so that is about it for me. I have this 1 card left. I will not get my planning bonus because I only have 1 card left in my hand, but c'est la vie. My crystals have been spent. They're gonna go off to the side now. This die is gonna get re-rolled. It's another white. These cards and the ones that I used to move are going to go into the discard pile. And I'm gonna draw 4 cards from my deck. So 1, mana draw, 2, Fireball, 3, Threaten, and 4, Rage. Well, I guess I'm supposed to fight next turn. That just seems like destiny, doesn't it? All right, and now Goldix is gonna have a turn. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this time he did draw a green card. There are 3 green crystals in his inventory. So he's gonna go 1, 2, 3. So that turn, he kind of blazed through his deck a little bit more. That's some serious business. All right, y'all, so we are back to me. Let's go ahead and get into some trouble with, well, yeah, I mean, I've got all these combat cards. I might as well just fight. So we are gonna go ahead and take this enemy out, this rampaging enemy, since, I mean, we're here. Our other option is to do something truly evil and attempt to burn the monastery and get an artifact. But that gives you reputation -3, and it is no joke, and your units will not help you. So I think we are not gonna do that. I always feel a little bad when I burn down a monastery, to be real. Okay, so let's just go ahead and kill this thing. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and initiate combat. We don't have any ranged attack. And it doesn't matter that we do, because, check it out. This token has a special ability. We only have to hit it for 3, but see that little castle right there? That means that it is fortified. And that means that you need to use siege attack during the ranged attack phase to get at it, as if it were in a castle. It only hits for 3 though, and it gets you 2 fame. So we'll just take him out real quick. Can't do anything about the ranged attack phase because he is fortified, but I do have 3 block just automatically by using my skill. So I just blocked that really easily, and then I only have to hit it for 3. So let's just go ahead and play Rage, and we'll power it with a red die from the source for attack 4. So that was just a real quick, he's done. Got him, no problem. So this monster dies. So we're gonna gain 2 fame, which is good. And then our reputation is going to go up one more. Because remember, we'd been a little bit low because we've been attacking things, but we took out 2 rampaging enemies and they like that. So we're back up kind of in the positive range. This token will leave the board. And that was our turn. We're going to reroll this die. It's gold. That's actually pretty good because we can treat that as a wild during the day. This guy is going to go to discard. And we have 4 cards here. What's way more than 2, so we can draw back up to 6. 5. Ooh, charm. 6. March. Okay. We're going to have to figure out what to do with all of this for next turn. But for now, let's give Goldix a quick turn. Uh-oh. All right, so he's on a white. We got 2 more rounds, but that's actually okay because we're running out of cards anyhow. So let's try to get up here and do a little bit of exploration. So let's go up through the monastery and move. That's going to be tough. Ooh, we could also go this way, which I think might be a smarter choice. Yeah, okay. So let's go ahead and go up this way. We can maybe fight one more monster depending on how many turns we have left. All right, so let's try to generate some movement. This terrain will cost 3. And this terrain will, of course, cost 2. And then 2 more if we want to explore. So let's see if we can make it happen. Well, I think what I might do is I have March. I'm going to power it with the gold mana from the source to make it 4. Move 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. If I can generate 1 more, I can at least go there. Let's do 4, 5, since I'm not planning to influence anybody at this moment. So that's 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if I can produce 2 more movement, then we can go ahead and explore a tile. Well, okay, since I have both Fireball and Blood Rage, let's get rid of Charm and Blood Rage, because these are 2 good cards to have if I get into a scrap. So I'm going to play these sideways for 2 more movement, and that will let us explore. So we'll move this down a little bit. Oh, and there it is. There's the city. This is the end of the scenario. Kind of a bummer because it's fun to play. I could just probably do this forever. But there's the city. Very nice. That means we get 1 more turn. So let's go ahead and pull our rampaging enemies. We've got a village here, a glade there. Yeah, there's some cool stuff. But once you discover the city, because that was your objective, here's our buddy, the city. There's only 1 more turn after that. So everybody gets to play 1 more round. So let's pull out a token and just kind of do some damage before the end. All right, so we got these 2 tokens. Let's put this one here. We'll put this one here. All right, that's just something we've seen before, some diggers. Oof, ironclads, oh dear. So we'll see if we want to tangle with those dudes next turn. They have this little skull here, which means they're brutal. I might see about doing something with them just because it might be kind of interesting. All right, and then this will reset. We're at the end of the round. So all my cards that I played will go to discard. This die gets re-rolled. It's red, not a bad color for me. We will draw these 2 cards. So they're all move, but this one's range attack at least, I guess. So their move, not the best for fighting, but that's okay. We'll just do what we can. And then that's us set up for next turn. Goldix is out of cards, and we're about to be done anyway. So we'll play 1 more turn, and then we will call it. All right, so it's our last turn. Just for funsies, let's go ahead and take out this guy. Pretty sure we can do it. So this token has some pretty special stuff going on. If you look at the top, see that little symbol that's next to that 3? What this means is that these guys have physical resistance. In other words, if I give them a physical attack, then I have to hit them for 6 instead of for 3. If I can do fire or ice attacks, those go through normally. So I have to calculate the value. They hit for 4, but see that red skull on the right side of the token right over here? That means that they're brutal. In other words, if I fail to block this attack, it goes through as 8 damage. Woof! And I get 4 fame for defeating them. So basically I have to keep track, and this is where combat gets kind of difficult, of resistances and special abilities that my enemies have. But let's go ahead and go to it. So I only have 4 cards, but I think I can manage this. So here's what we're going to do. We don't have enough range to get them in a range attack, so that's not going to happen. We're going to go into the block phase. These guys are brutal, which means I'd better block them, but I have help with that. I have my +3 over here, so I can just go ahead and block them for 3. And then I just need 1 more point of block. Let's just go ahead and use mana draw. Since I'm not going to use it for anything else, we're going to use that as block. So that's a total of 4 block. And that means that the bad guy has failed to hit me, which is good because he hit for 4, but it would have been 8 if it had gone through because he's brutal. So that's his special ability. Now I have to hit him, and he has physical resistance. So what that means basically is that physical attacks are half value. So if I hit him physically for 4, it only goes through as 2 damage, if that makes sense. However, I have a spell. The spell gives me ranged fire attack 5. Actually, I could have just done a ranged attack. I'm a goofball, but that's fine. Range can just be used as regular attack in combat anyway. So actually I could have just knocked this guy out with my fireball spell without even getting into combat. But, oh well, it's fun to show it to you anyway. So let's do it now. We will use our ranged fire attack using a red mana from the source for 5. So we just hit him for 5. We only had to get 3 because it's a fire attack. If we'd had a physical attack, that would have been harder because I would have had to spend both of these cards sideways to get 1 point of damage. And these guys can attack or block for 3. But it wouldn't have been worth 3 because he has physical resistance. So actually having that spell in my back pocket totally bailed me out here. That was a good round. So this guy is dead. Yay! And since he was a rampaging enemy, our reputation goes up 1. That means that if we were going to keep buying stuff, we would have +1 influence. And he was worth 4 fame. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which means that we get to level up just 1 more time before it's all over, which is nice. So basically this would be one of those level ups where a shield token goes out, and my hand limit would have become 6 with still 3 armor. But that's all I can do. Goldix is all done. So we're going to call it. We discovered the city. The First Reconnaissance walkthrough is done. Other scenarios in the game get more complicated. I personally have to play with Lost Legion with Voltaire, who gives you an automated opponent instead of a dummy deck. And that is pretty great as well. So stay tuned for more Mage Night if you want. If you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe, and happy gaming.